Hi, this is Hani. I'm doing this presentation to explain the significance of the World Trade Organization as an organization and a legal framework for private international transactions. This presentation comprises 4 parts. The first part looks at the nature and principles of the World Trade Organization. This is followed by an assessment of the dispute settlement process. The third part concerns the TRIPS agreement. Finally, the presentation will adopt a position on the effectiveness of the World Trade Organization. It was the commitment of the member nations to the GATT that provided the conditions for the formation of the World Trade Organization. The World Trade Organization was formed on January 1995, replacing the GATT. It is both a forum for negotiation, a place to settle disputes, and an authority to administer the agreements that promote free trade. The principles underlying the agreements are non-discrimination amongst trading partners, treating international companies the same as national companies, the lowering of trade barriers, banding commitments and transparency, the promoting of fair competition, and the promotion of economic development through economic reform. These elements are a continuation of GATT, General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. The dispute settlement processes is contained in the World Trade Organization Dispute Settlement Understanding. The World Trade Organization dispute settlement processes follows a set of clearly defined rules and a timetable for the completion of the case. There is a 60-day consultation phase between the two countries. If no resolution eventuates, then one of the parties can request the convening of a panel. The first rulings are made by a panel and then either accepted or rejected by the full membership. It is possible to appeal the decision on a point of law. The dispute settlement processes is presented in Figure 1 as you can see on this slide. It is the view of Flash that is the most effective function of the World Trade Organization. Effectiveness of the World Trade Organization is limited by its lack of enforcement powers. Despite this limitation, countries have demonstrated a willingness to act in the spirit of the World Trade Organization principle. When the United States challenged the antitrust laws of the film industry in Japan, although the World Trade Organization ruled that there was no violation, so Japan agreed to amend its laws. The consensus decision-making practice of the World Trade Organization often means that it is difficult to get agreement amongst the member states, resulting in failed talks. Through the agreement, the World Trade Organization sought to develop a framework of intellectual property protection that all member states are required to obey. The provision of legal protection seeks to address the global problem of piracy and counterfeiting. The flexibility of the agreement TRIPS allows member states some degree of latitude in how elements of the agreement can be implemented. Concern is raised by critics that wealthy Western nations use the World Trade Organization and their economic power to leverage agreement to TRIPS. The TRIPS agreement is seen as favoring developed nations over developing nations. In conclusion, Despite significant limitations, the World Trade Organization has been effective in the provision of a framework that enables World Trade Organization members to resolve their disputes and for the development of processes for promoting and protecting free trade and business proprietary rights. In an organization that is dependent upon the goodwill of its member nations and lacking any enforcement power, it is an achievement that the World Trade Organization has been able to achieve any success.